Hey, welcome to the Original Brew Collective podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode. My name is Ben.
And I'm Robert.
And on this episode, we are drinking another beer. And this beer that we're drinking is actually a collaboration between two breweries. One that we really like that we've had on here before, Other Half Brewing, which is from Brooklyn, New York. And then in collaboration with Bissel Brothers Brewing, and they're located in Portland, Maine. So we're really excited about this one. And Robert, would you tell us more about the beer that we're drinking?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're drinking Cream, is what it's called. So I have high expectations for the mouthfeel on this one.
Yeah, for sure.
This one is called Cream. Like I said, it's an Oat Cream IPA coming at 6.8 ABV. For those who are not watching on YouTube right now, but are just listening on whatever streaming service, just to give you a brief description of the can, it almost looks like a checkered picnic blanket a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know,
yeah,
that's probably the closest thing I could use to describe it. With little sandwiches all over it, and it looks to be like they're like lobster, like Maine lobster sandwiches.
Okay.
Yeah, which makes sense.
That does make sense.
Yeah. So we're pretty excited about this. This is one of the only, they've done more than one collab with, Other Half done more than one collab with Bissel Brothers. This one was brewed and canned by Other Half, just to be clear. This is actually our first of anything from Bissel Brothers, and I've definitely heard of them. I know there's a lot of hype behind them. Actually recently, after getting this beer in a trade, I was walking through the airport and I saw I think it was in Austin, Texas, and I saw a guy with a Bissel Brothers shirt.
Oh, yeah. That's cool.
I didn't really say anything. That'd be kind of weird. I'd be like, "Hey, nice." Be like,
follow my page.
Yeah, follow my page, man.
Yeah.
Be like, whatever, loser. You're not wearing a brewery shirt. I don't think I was wearing a brewery shirt.
You might have been.
Knowing me, I might have been.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of brewery shirts, Ben and I are both wearing brewery shirts.
Oh yeah.
Neither of them are Other Half, and neither of them are Bissel Brothers.
I still really like these shirts though.
But these are great shirts, and actually, I was going to say great brewing companies. We'll see about one of them.
Oh yeah.
It's up in the air, but I'll explain that in a second. So Ben is wearing...
This one's... Robert and his wife got this for me for my birthday, but it's one of like our collective favorite breweries ever, and it's Bear Bottle, which is in San Francisco.
Yeah, much love to Bear Bottle, really cool people there.
We've talked about them quite a bit.
We have.
They're
we
great.
just like them a lot. Give them a follow. Do you know? Is it just Bear Bottle?
I think it's just at Bear Bottle.
If you search on like Instagram and search at Bear Bottle, they'll pop right up. They're definitely worth giving a follow. They're incredible beers coming out of there. In fact, they've done some really good stouts lately. Oh my gosh. Really good.
I can't believe
Let's
this.
not get too into it.
Okay.
We're going to get carried away. We can talk about them for a while.
Yeah.
The shirt I'm wearing, if you're not watching, is Slice Brewing Co. or Slice Beer Co. actually. And so they're not even opened yet. And
high expectations.
Very high expectations for them, but they're not even opened yet. And so we have actually kind of discussed this before, a couple months back at least, that Moonraker's head brewer was parting ways, and like not because of like an issue or anything, just because he wanted to pursue a different, he wanted something different. He wanted to. I mean, it's not like I had a personal conversation with him, but from what I gather, he kind of wanted to take the next step in his career, and so he is the co-owner of Slice Beer Co., which is opening up in Lincoln, California. I talked briefly to one of the co-owners. And he said that they're slated for a potential mid-September opening. It's still a little...
So pretty soon.
Yeah, pretty very soon.
Yeah.
It's still not set in stone yet, because, all the, laws and stuff, and licensing and everything. But we're very excited about them, because if you're familiar with Moonraker, absolute incredible beers coming out of there.
Yeah,
they're
definitely
killing the IPA game. So I have really high hopes for Slice.
Yeah.
So they do have an Instagram. Go give them a follow as well. I believe it's just, if you search Slice Beer Co., they should pop right up.
Nice.
But yeah, a lot of hype behind them already. There's been a few articles. I think the big Sacramento newspaper did an article about it and stuff, just in anticipation. So give both Slice Beer Co. and Bear Bottle a follow.
Yeah, for
please.
sure.
But back to this beer. And much love. If you've listened to us before, you know how much we love Other Half. We love Other Half.
Yeah.
They're putting out some incredible beers. Without further ado, once again, we're drinking Cream, which is an Oat Cream IPA coming at 6.8 ABV. I'm going to crack this one open.
Do it.
Yeah.
I like Other Halves. They do it a lot with their cans where the can art doesn't reach, I think I said this last time, but it doesn't reach all the way around. So you like see the condensation from the beer, because we just pulled this out of the fridge and it just makes my mouth water because, yeah, I wonder if they do that on purpose.
Maybe.
Maybe I'm just weird.
A little bit of both, probably. This one looks good. That head.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, solid head retention on it.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, I wasn't supposed to smell it. I'm sorry. I got
okay,
too
dude.
excited. Normally, Ben and I will observe the beer first, the appearance. So
You have a little sneak peek.
yeah,
It happens.
yeah. My apologies.
So what do you think about the color?
It's a little. I mean, it's a nice color. For this one, I'm trying to think of a word to describe it, or some like a metaphor or something for this one. Or
Well, it is very, I mean, it's opaque. It's very hazy. You can't see through it. I would say it's like a light straw yellow
yeah,
on the color.
yeah, absolutely. I almost, when looking at it, you can see through it just a little bit. So when I put my hand up to it,
you can.
you could see the change in light. We've had some thicker or more rich looking IPAs, New England style hazies. This one you can see a little bit through, but it is a nice, like you said, like a gold color to this one. And the head retention, like Ben mentioned, was really strong, leaving a lacing on the glass. Overall, so far, for appearance, this one is looking really good. And I would expect nothing less from other half.
Yeah.
And from Bissel Brothers with the hype around it.
I am getting a slight aroma, just swirling it. I'm excited to smell this one. So let's do it.
I've already tried, but how about Ben?
Yeah.
See if we get on the nose. I just spilled some beer.
Oh no.
I tilted my glass and it whipped out, so that's unfortunate. That's the second time that's happened in the last few episodes. Gosh. That's really honestly sad. We should have a moment of silence. Alright, shh. Alright, that's good. It's really sad. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to clean it up with. And I'm not using my sliced beer coat
Don't
shirt.
do that. Don't do it.
Can't disrespect the shirt.
Man, I kind of like...
What are you getting?
I'm getting some citrusy notes on it.
Yeah. So I'm getting a lot of citrus, a lot of tropical fruit, specifically papaya comes out to me. And a little bit of mango, but a lot of papaya, a little bit of mango, and a decent amount of citrus. A lot of tropical.
I would say, too, like the citrus, I feel like it's kind of... This might sound weird, but whatever. It's like the zest of citrus for me. You know, it's not like super, it's not like you're squeezing an orange into it, but it has like that zest citrus aroma for me.
So like an orange pith?
Yeah.
So, yeah, like the white, the pith is the white part around the orange when you start peeling it off and you have that the white that clings to the orange.
And also if like you had like a grater and then like an orange and you're like grating it. Like it has that smell to me. Because the tropical notes are coming through a lot.
So we're getting some citrus zest, a ton of tropical notes, mild mango, for me a lot of papaya. But let's see what we get on the palate. Medium mouthfeel. I think I expected it to be a little heavier just because of the name. But this is really good. It's good. So medium mouthfeel. I'm getting a lot more citrus than I'm tropical, like compared to what I was talking about on the nose. A lot more tropical notes on the nose. On the palate, on the tongue, I'm getting a lot more citrus. Yeah, but I wouldn't... Let me take another sip.
Yeah, I'm getting like a slight bit of bitterness as well.
I think the whole orange or citrus pith, I think, kind of is on point for this one.
Yeah, for sure.
You have a decent amount of citrus. It's not like overly bitter, but there's a slight bitterness to it.
Yeah.
I mean, this is good. And it's not even just when I say citrus, I like to typically think like, okay, I'm getting a lot of orange, but there's like orange, mandarin.
Even like grapefruit.
A little bit of grapefruit. Yeah, just a whole lot of different, varieties of citrus, but with a slight bitterness. But this is a very good very good beer. Yeah, this is a really good collaboration.
For sure. The mouthfeel is kind of like, it's medium mouthfeel.
Yeah.
And I was expecting, like you said, like a creamier mouthfeel.
I mean, they named it cream, so I did expect that. Plus, it's an oat cream IPA, and so those oats help assist the creamy factor.
Yeah, I would say like I can get like, I don't know if this is right, but it's like kind of like a light cream, you know, because like when you think of cream, it's like thick, like that's a thick, like coffee. When you put cream in coffee, that's like a thick milk type of feel. But like this is kind of like a light cream to me mouthfeel, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Absolutely. So we're gonna keep on sipping this beer. And if you joined us before, you are familiar that we do brewery talk. Before we dive into brewery talk, we wanted to give you a fun fact, a fun beer fact.
Yeah.
And we have started doing this in the last handful of episodes, or last few episodes.
And it's like, it's been really fun.
This fact is fun.
Yeah,
these facts.
It is, in fact, fun.
Fun fact for everyone: George Washington actually owned a beer house on Mount Vernon.
Wow,
he was a beer fan.
That's cool.
Yeah, a craft beer fan, because it wasn't. I mean, obviously.
What if we did anything with like the brewing process? Probably.
Yeah, I think so. I mean,
I would think he would.
So that's the fun fact. But I will say, actually, Ben used to live in Washington.
Yes.
And he used to live fairly close to a distillery.
Yes.
And I'm gonna start just kind of not even go anywhere. Just start listing.
Oh, I know what you're gonna say. I was like, where are you going with this?
I should have started listing out different facts, and just to hear Ben, yes, stringing along.
I was trying to. I know what you're gonna say now.
What am I gonna say? And I think he does now. But.
Well, it's like I don't know exactly what you're gonna say because I kind of forget, but it was something with one of the whiskeys.
Yeah.
Was George Washington? But why was it?
George Washington's recipe for whiskey.
That's right.
Yeah, it was his whiskey
Gosh,
recipe.
that's really cool.
Yeah, and so we gotta try that, and I'm sure that's probably a widely known recipe, so I'm sure it was another place. But that's also, you guys just got a double fun fact.
Yeah.
George Washington had a whiskey recipe, and it's out there, and certain distilleries, at least the one in Washington, what were they called?
It was Heritage Distilling.
Heritage Distilling. At the time, they were the only ones who were legally allowed to fill up spirit growlers. I don't know, that may have changed now, because that was a handful of years ago now. But they were the only ones allowed to fill up spirit growlers. And so
it was super cool.
I think it was about 750 milliliters was their growler.
But you could do not just whiskey, because they had like certain flavors that you could get of whiskey, but they also had vodka and different flavors of vodka that you could fill up, and then gin as well.
They had a lavender vodka, right?
Yeah, it was super good.
Yeah, and then what was the one that was good for coffee? Oh, they had a coffee vodka.
Yeah, they had coffee vodka.
They had a coffee vodka, which sounded really weird and not appealing to me, but I tried it.
It was really good.
It was like drinking cold brew with alcohol.
A lot of Heritage has their whiskey in like Total Wine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
At least I know they do in California, so I don't know about like other states, but like California they do. So
yeah. Anyways, more fun facts.
Yeah, there you go.
Knowledge is power.
It is.
So for brewery talk today, we're going to talk about aliens.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know. Recently, it's been a lot, like a couple months now, approximately, I think. I feel like there's been a little more hype. Like I said, in the last couple months, I'll say recently, but it's been, a couple months. There was the new documentary on Netflix featuring Bob Lazar, who supposedly worked at this.
Did you watch it?
I did. We'll get into that.
Okay. Okay.
Bob Lazar, he was featured in this documentary, and Bob Lazar was this guy who supposedly worked in not Area 51, but an area nearby, another like area like 41 or something. That's not it. I'm just throwing out a number there. But he worked in an area nearby.
Yeah.
And he made some claims, many claims actually, about aliens and alien technology and everything that he witnessed supposedly working there.
Okay.
And yeah, so it's been kind of a big deal for him for like he's like been kind of like a central focus for people like the cult followers of like the whole alien UFO kind of following. He's kind of a big deal. And And then we recently had that, storming Area 51 Facebook page event. Did you see about that?
Yes.
Yeah, so there was how many, do you know how many people? So there was an event, someone created a Facebook event. And the event was, hey, let's go, for lack of a better term, bum rush. Oh. Are you familiar with that term?
Yes.
Okay.
Really the only thing.
They wanted to go and raid Area 51.
Yeah.
And so it was a thing. So they set a date and they had people who were RSVPing saying they were going. A lot of people saying they were going to go. And they were going to kind of just charge and storm their way in and find out the truth behind Area 51.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's just been a lot of things in the news recently that I found pretty interesting. And like I said, we're going to kind of briefly but dive into all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing that I loved about that I just heard it about the Area 51 is when they were talking about it is that they were going to run towards it like a Naruto run.
Naruto, or however you say it, Naruto run?
Yeah, and I just love that, dude.
Yeah, so
and if that's you would picture yourself, you would put your head down and your arms up and just run. Yeah. And it's why? That just doesn't seem effective.
So those who don't know, a Naruto run...
It's anime, right?
Naruto is anime.
I didn't know what it was, but I asked, obviously.
Yeah,
so.
I've heard of it.
I thought it was hilarious.
I actually had a friend, and Naruto's been around for a while, because I had a friend in high school who used to watch it. He was a closet Naruto fan.
Oh.
He wouldn't tell people, but he did watch it. And so that's the only reason I had even heard of it. But yeah, so the Naruto run, and I learned what that is around the same time as you probably.
Yeah.
Because of this event.
That was funny.
Yeah, what Ben described. In the anime show, he puts his head down.
Mm-hmm.
His head down, a bowl kind of, and his arms back, and
just takes off.
And just runs. So I don't advise running like that. If you trip, you're really screwed. You're screwed.
But can you just imagine that many people just
Naruto running?
Yeah. It was funny.
I mean, that'd be worth watching.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, there's absolutely no way you're getting into Area 51. Yeah. So, quick shout out. I have a coworker and a friend of mine who actually has a podcast. His name's Bill Clear. Sorry, Bill, if that's not how you say your last name. It is Clear. Mm-hmm. It ends with an E, and so people confuse it all the time. He has a really good podcast called Pop Talk and Aliens, and he's super into that kind of stuff. I've listened to it, a few of his episodes. He's a great speaker. His episodes are entertaining.
Mm-hmm. I've listened to a couple.
Yeah, if you're into the whole alien movement and stuff, we'll get into it. But I'm not that in particular. I'm not really into it. If you are though, Pop Talk and Aliens, go check it out. He goes actually on the podcast. He goes by William Clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, so let's get into it.
Yeah, let's. So how do you feel about aliens then? Do you believe?
Okay, I will say I'm not super into it.
Mm-hmm.
But what that means is I'm not.
That's someone who's trying to play it safe.
No. I can preface that. I don't dwell on it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I do. Kind of what I think is I wouldn't be surprised if there was.
Okay.
But I'm not advocating. I wouldn't just go out and say yes, aliens are real or aliens aren't real. But personally, I do think that they do exist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think we really in a lack of a better term, Hollywood, what aliens are, because obviously there's a ton of movies about aliens and everything. And I don't know why we think they care if there are aliens. Why do we think that they care about us? Why are we always thinking that they're going to come invade us? I know we do have technology, but maybe they just don't care. And maybe there's a lot of questions actually.
Yeah, there are.
Are we trying to take over them? If our government or whoever even maybe there's agencies past the government that know about. I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
but what do you think? Do you believe in aliens?
I was gonna initially if you asked me a few years ago, I'd be nah, I don't buy into that stuff. I don't believe in it, but I'm open to the possibility. And you said, you don't dwell on it. I don't dwell on it. I don't care. But really, if I'm getting into deep thought, I'm thinking about if I don't do this, but if I were to think about it, right now, with how incredibly vast and crazy and honestly just incredible our universe is.
Yeah.
Like, have you ever watched like any of the recent documentaries on just like how insane it is that the Earth was created and that humans live on it? Like, it's almost like can't even be possible,
Well,
but it
yeah.
is. Like, I could believe that there could potentially be other life out
Well,
there
because
somewhere.
our universe is just like
But I think of it as
unending.
what is an alien is just another creature that lives on another planet, because I believe there could be like some like weird small little micro life form out there. So
Yeah.
would that be an alien? Or do
I
they
don't
have
know.
to be little green men with
No,
weird-shaped
I don't think they have to be
head,
that.
opposite teardrop heads?
I don't think they have to be that. But the thing about that picture of an alien, which is like like if you think of an alien, I mean, there's the emoji. There's like the classic like
Everything revolves around
that alien head.
the upside
But
down teardrop
I think that there's
head.
something about that. Like I think there's something about why that has become like the picture of what an alien is. It could be just marketing. It could be just
Yeah, I
like
think it is,
something that
probably.
like happened. But there's also so many different people who have claimed to have encounters with aliens and just like unexplained stuff that happened to them. And
Yeah.
I guess you kind of just have to take their word for it. But it
Yeah.
would be weird that so many people are like kind of like, would whistleblower be the right name? But like claiming that. Like people claim that they like have UFO encounters, that they have these alien encounters, and like, why would so many people say that?
A whistleblower wouldn't be the right term, I don't think, for those
Yeah.
individuals. But for Bob Lazar, I think that would work, because he is claiming that he worked at this one in this department at this one location near Area 51.
Okay.
Where he says he
I didn't
personally.
watch that.
So it's worth listening to. It's very interesting. But he claims that he worked this one area, and I'm just briefly going into it. He has so many like in-depth details that he witnessed multiple different aircrafts that the government has from aliens. He claims that at least a portion of them were, which actually is a little twist, a portion of them, he claims, were found through archaeological digs,
Okay.
which is interesting,
That is
if that
interesting.
would to actually be true. And that we're trying to the government has like test piloted those aircrafts and stuff, and they're trying to replicate the technology and everything, and he claims that the stuff he saw, technology doesn't actually exist yet on Earth. And so that's why he believed and knows it's not possible that we created this and it has to be
Interesting.
aliens. And
I have something to
it's
say.
interesting though that he's the one person who came forward, but there hasn't been a single other person that's worked there that he's claimed that he's worked with and stuff, and he says he doesn't know where those people are anymore, but that they haven't come forward. No one else has come forward, which I think is a little weird.
I have something to say.
What is it?
So there's this guy that I'm not obviously going to say his name, but this guy that I knew when I lived in Washington, and he was very
Washington State.
Washington State,
Yeah.
yes, and he was very high up in the military. And he had told me that there's stuff that he couldn't talk about, and like he was so high up that he had people like checking in with him, like every once in a while he would like get a call from someone, or someone would like come into his life, and then like they would just like disappear, because they were just like seeing that he was like not spilling secrets essentially. And
So they would he'd have people like work related people or just random people?
random people, but that were affiliated with the work that he used to do.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be like checking in
Oh,
with him,
and
making
that's-
sure that he wasn't telling things that he shouldn't be talking about.
Post employment.
Yes.
With that industry.
Yeah,
That,
it was in the military.
work.
He was in the military.
Okay.
But anyway, so like that is just kind of like a setup for like how high up he was. But he had actually been to Area 51.
Okay.
And he told me one thing that he could tell me was that he saw, and this will get to aliens, but one thing that he saw was like a translucent like cow. And so like the skin was translucent, and you could like see all of its organs and everything. And this was like he was like, I totally trusted him.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't like he was just like this kind of guy like off his rocker. He was a totally normal guy. But he believed in aliens.
Yeah.
He believed, and he had been into Area 51. Like he believed like in UFOs, and like he had claimed to me that he had like seen them and everything. And so I think that kind of like formed like why I started to think like, I guess it like it's not like, it's not unbelievable.
To play devil's advocate for this perspective, or this story,
Is he
and
just trying to-
I believe Ben 100%. obviously, why
well, that's just what I was told.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, why would Ben make up a story about a guy?
Yeah.
So no, obviously, you were told that.
Yeah.
And no questions to me. But I have you say that you trust him and stuff. But I've met I'm sure you probably have met people who are kind of I don't know if this is the right term, but pathological liars, like people who make stuff.
He's a pathological liar.
I'm not claiming that he is. I'm saying putting that idea out there that what if
that's
he
true.
was someone who kind of makes up. Maybe he wasn't even in the military, or maybe he was, but he was really into the aliens.
Yeah.
Like, well, maybe he really was into aliens and stuff, and just kind of wanted to say that to like sound credible about it. I don't know, but maybe he was telling the truth.
No,
maybe he did see it. That would be pretty incredible. Like I would pay to see that.
No, that's fair.
Yeah, and that's the hard part about this. You don't ever know.
You never know until it's like firsthand.
Yeah,
for sure. And like, but for so many people, it's kind of mind blowing to me when so many people, like, there's so many people who say that they've seen UFOs. Like, why? Why are there so many people? Like, are they all just on board with like trying to get attention or whatever? And like, I don't know. Sometimes I don't necessarily think they are. And like, there is like the crop circle thing, which is kind of weird. And like all those designs that farmers make, but like, why are these farmers just like making these incredible crop circles?
Because like they're artists.
Yeah, like are they just these hidden artists that are making these amazing crop circles? Like, what's up with that?
I don't know.
And so there's just a lot, and like, but like I said, I don't dwell on it. Like, I'm not advocating like aliens have to be real, but I just wouldn't be surprised if they were.
Yeah, like I said, like I could see it being even like a weird microorganism.
And I don't necessarily think it's like the upside down teardrop head, you know?
Yeah, like a upside down teardrop.
Everyone knows like what that alien is.
Yeah, the
like.
classic alien.
The classic. It doesn't necessarily have to be that. I have heard that like that's. I was listening to another podcast and they were talking about like, I forget who they were talking about, but that someone who did work at Area 51 like saw those in Area 51, but who knows, man.
I will say, and I think I maybe have mentioned this before, Joe Rogan podcast. I will occasionally listen to Joe Rogan. He's like the Oprah for men. He interviews Bob Lazar
cool.
after the documentary thing that came out on Netflix. To be honest, I shut off that documentary. I got maybe 20 minutes in and shut it off. I did not like the production of it as well at all. It seemed almost like a conspiracy theorist kind of out there thing, especially if you try watching it. You'll know.
I would expect that.
It was how it was produced was like that, which I thought was really weird because of the commentary and everything. The guy, the voice they had, kind of talking.
Also, too, if you're like skeptical about it,
absolutely. Was a little weird and kind of out there and too dramatic, and so I was like, I don't like this, so I shut it off. But I listened to the Joe Rogan episode where they had Bob Lazar, and it was really interesting because, and like I said, I was never a huge believer in aliens. I'm not, to be honest. Like, I think, like I said, there could be some microorganisms out there, and I wouldn't be blown away or like shocked if there were, other life forms out there somewhere in this vast, incredible universe that we live in.
Yeah.
But there were certain things that were suspicious about not about his story, but like almost like suspicious within his story that almost like showed a little bit of credibility. Like it was like almost like there was no proof that he worked at certain areas that he claimed as like being like a scientist, I think, prior to working at that like government facility. They couldn't find any evidence when he started making his claims. And I think it was proven that he actually did. And so, but they couldn't find the records, which kind of alludes to the fact that someone or someone's tried to hide the fact that he did work at these certain areas and had some level of credibility within the science field, which I thought was interesting. I'm like, okay, I don't know if I buy his whole story, but how do you kind of, that does seem to make a little bit of sense.
Yeah.
Like, or how, I mean, that, it's suspicious.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so that's worth listening to. Joe Rogan's episode. I liked it much better than I liked the documentary. Obviously, I shut it off, the documentary.
Yeah.
But also, he interviews Tom DeLonge from Blink-182, the old vocalist.
Oh, I heard about that.
And I'm sorry, no offense to anyone. I really, really like Blink-182. I like their old stuff with Tom DeLonge. Awesome music, childhood music, but... if you listen to the Tom DeLonge on Joe Rogan, he seems a little off his rocker. Dude's crazy.
Yeah.
Joe is trying to be open-minded and ask him all these questions, and he just keeps telling him, I'm not authorized to tell you that, or I can't tell you. Like, And it was so he had no credibility at all. And so I mean, it was so bad for Tom DeLonge that I had to keep listening.
You're just like,
I couldn't
what
stop.
is he gonna say?
Yeah, I was like, what is this dude gonna do next?
Huh.
And the reason he was on there, Tom DeLonge started this like pretty big company, and their whole purpose is to like recreate alien technology that Tom DeLonge believes exists, that no one else is like really seeing.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I don't know how he's doing that, but a lot of money is going into it, which is interesting.
That is interesting.
But yeah, if aliens exist, I don't know if they do. But I hope they like craft beer.
I'm
you
sure
know what I
they
mean? Like beer brings people together. So like they come visit Earth, or we come visit them. We bring them some craft beer, or they come here. We take them to Other Half or Bissel Brothers.
There you go.
Sit down and make peace over craft beer,
Yeah, if they want to have war with us, I guess.
or just make conversation. I don't know.
Yeah.
Communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Learn our language and learn ours over enjoying a good craft beer, like Cream, the Oat Cream IPA.
There you go.
From Other Half and Bissel Brothers, coming in at 6.8 ABV.
It does have. So going back to the beer, it's really easy to drink.
It is.
It does still have like that bitterness and kind of, which is kind of for me like a little bit of the tropical notes kind of like came through a little bit more on it.
Okay.
But mostly for me it's the citrus notes on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't even say it's like overpowering. It's kind of like just an overall smooth, medium mouthfeel, but like just like the flavor profile in general is kind of like just a smooth beer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
It's like kind of subtle notes on a lot of different aspects, a lot of different areas, but it's like an easy drinker. It's a good quality beer.
I would get this again.
I would buy this
100%.
again. Yeah, absolutely. For those who've listened, thank you for listening. Thank you for spending some time hanging out with us. If you're not following us already, you can go follow us on social media.
Yep.
Ben, where can they follow us?
So you can follow us at Original Brew Collective on both Facebook and Instagram, and then we also post on Twitter, and we are at Brew Original on Twitter. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel and on our podcast on Apple Podcast. I think you can subscribe on other podcast platforms, but I know for sure on Apple Podcasts you can subscribe. We also have our personal Instagrams that we post on. I'm at Benjamin_OBC.
And I'm at Robert_OBC.
Yeah.
So and be so kind.
Yeah, for sure. And it's kind of, we do post a lot of the same beers in our pictures, just kind of different shots. And we're in them.
Yeah, a lot of my beards. If you want to see the beard.
Oh yeah, the beard's glorious on this guy over here.
It's all I've got. It's all I've got.
But yeah, make sure to follow us. Follow Other Half. Follow Bissel Brothers.
Yep.
Make sure to check out the podcast. Who is that? Your friend?
Oh yeah.
What's his name again?
Bill at Pop Talkin' Aliens.
There you go, Pop Talkin' Aliens. Give him a listen. So we're gonna keep drinking this great beer, and we've been ending our podcast with the cheers. You know what? I was going to cheer someone, but I'm changing it right now. So you won't know who I was going to say, but I'm saying cheers to Naruto and all those who do the Naruto run. So cheers to you.
Cheers to you.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.